Now, CMS has made one change in things, and that is having to do with ambulatory surgical centers. An ambulatory surgical center, it is a ambulatory care occupancy. But again, CMS is the AHJ, and they can make the rules and as they see fit. And so they say, well, you have to follow the Life Safety Code, Chapter 20 and 21. And you also have to follow any additional requirements CMS has. And if you're using an ASC provider number, that is. So, and they have extra rules. And they basically say that if you have an ASC, you have to separate that ASC from everything else in the building. Even if your entire building is ambulatory care, you have to separate the ambulatory surgical center from everything else in the building. In other words, you got to build a box around it. That is different from 20 and 21. 20 and 21 just says you have to have it around the ambulatory care compared to a business occupancy, for instance. And the other thing that they make is different is that you cannot share the waiting room, the recovery rooms, or any other care spaces with any other uses in that building. So you've got to be very careful if you have an area where people just walk into the building, go to a reception desk, and then they wait for surgery or wait for pain or clinic or wait for some other using of that building. They look very dimly at that, and so you've got to be very careful about having any place that has ambulatory surgical patients waiting, or if they're recovering, you can't have a common recovery area. So be aware of that kind of a thing. Fortunately, for an ambulatory surgical center, there is documentation from CMS. And if you just Google on CMS, the SOM, SOM, the State Operations Manual, and you also Google on Appendix L, Appendix L gives you all of the rules that CMS has on ambulatory surgical centers. Go to that. Here's what the first page looks like. It'll tell you what the Code of Federal Regulations are, and it'll tell you what the things that the surveyors are supposed to be looking for. There's a similar one of these appendixes on the SOM for the other tags. So if you want to look at K tags, for instance, do the Google on CMS SOM Appendix I. That'll tell you the K tags and the Life Safety Code and what those are. Or if you are a long-term care skilled nursing facility, Appendix PP contains all of the F tags, the healthcare tags. The A tags are the healthcare tags in a hospital, and the M tags are in a hospice, and there's Q tags and V tags. There's the alphabet soup of tags that CMS has, and they're all appendixes in the State Operations Manual. Now, and the SOM, that's what the state people call it. The SOM is used regularly when you have a surveyor, and that's what guides their rules. And these are what contain the criteria for your performance, the COP. It's a condition of participation in the CMS rules.